Hello, welcome back. In this next section, we are going to demonstrate 369 level 2 single bar mandala as the price target reflection point projecting tool. All right, so we will keep an eye on this area. This tool, as always, once you drop it from the list, you get a hotspot right here. You can just keep dragging, it'll keep on moving. So we are first plotting this on hourly chart, and then we're gonna drill down and mark some levels here and go to 30 minutes and 15 minutes and even 5 minutes if you like. This we're just keeping a bigger picture at this point, as you can see. All right, this also doesn't require any squaring of the chart. We'll talk about those geometrical structures when we are doing something else. At this point, we are creating a bigger picture, 60-minute. So this is how it flows. All right, so let's go. All right, so what's the logic here? Same thing. We can go back other places as well. Same thing will happen. Any time frame, up and down. Since this was a very volatile scenario and people got burned, you should be not burning but earning great in this time frames and during these high volatility areas. Remember, we are discussing here are the zones. We're not discussing to the tick reflection, to the penny this, to the penny that. That is not the idea. If you see the work we are doing, frequencies and doing other things, they are all big market makers. They have to collect contracts in certain areas before they put their billions and they push the market one side or the other. This mandala tool comes from actually the Tibet mandala itself. Actually in India and in Tibet, this shape is revered, and the reason for that is it is in harmony with natural sciences. So let's show you how this construction was done. All right. So let me bring that picture. So if you look at, I just showed you that shape, remember? The square and the circle, isn't it? And there are multiple levels of squares. Squares, circles, squares, 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 and square and a circle. And what the divinity around it comes by placing, like a Buddha is here, right? And then Krishna is here, and they may have some picture for Jesus and other places. So these are actually, if you look at all these deities, the demigods, right? They are in the middle. They have this entity. See, this is I think money. So all they are doing is they are just vibrating. So they have sounds they create, right? Sound. See that how it is. So like om, ik, on, all these sounds they create. They believe that you can go from this inner square to the higher conscious, subconscious squares, and then go to the global galactic squares. So when we talk about, Earth inside is wrapped in different levels, right? So what we did, so we thought about it. This is 5,000 years old, maybe even more. In Middle East also they have pyramids. So this can also be the base of pyramid, and you can see this is the level higher and higher raised up to the apex. So we have some tools on that as well. We will show you. We have tree of life tools. So what is all what we are describing here is we have taken the actual real tens and thousands of years of natural science which have been revered, and people pray and people use it in their rituals, right, for centuries. If you look at the church, go and look at the paintings of the church. Look at the Last Supper of Jesus. There's a combination of 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. Watch closely. So there are 3 and 3, the grouping of 3. And if you look at I think the elemental, there are 4 elements, right? And then air, water, earth, sign in astrophysics, in astrology. So they are all interconnected hidden messages going on, right? So we have taken all those sciences and brought it into what Gann was trying to research into life. And we did a scientific wrap up on this with years and decades of actually back testing and working in the real life, right? So that so just when I say Mandala, so now you know what we are talking about. There's nothing ritualistic about it. It's a square, right? So if you teach somebody who is uneducated about squares and circles and ratios and how it is going to higher vibration, it's easier to say, hey, these are the various demichords, and remember they are placed at all 45 degrees. See this? 45, 90, 45, 90, 45, 90, and we will show some secret after the level 1 coaching during first few days, the ratios actually what is really going on. All right, so I think just wanted to set the context when I say, hey, let's drop the Mandala tool in behind the scenes. What we have done, we have flattened this Mandala ratios. All right, there it is. So what it can be applied. So what we suggest initially, and obviously people are using it different ways. Again, we have, if you see a theme, we are interested in the big bars, buyer bars, right? They got retested right here. So there are some rules of big buyers and big sellers, where they come, how they come. And I think we have shown few videos using Hakinashi on volume chart as well. So this is actually not getting in panic. So what is this doing? Place it on, again, as I said, it's a hot spot, right? So we are taking this side and converting into a square, and we are unfolding the square with all the ratios of the Mandala I showed you. And this is what is giving us the same thing. The bigger the bar, bigger the squares, because if the inner square is very large. So that's what we did. If you look at this picture again, right? I am using this square as the bar height, but there's an inner square and the outer squares. So this is your bar height and this is the inner square. Okay, so this is what it is. So this big bar has inner square right here. So we keep these inner squares handy, right? This is where the market got initiative, and this is the termination point as well. So it will hit these lines. It will try to finish the square. Market will try to finish the square. It will bounce from inner squares to outer squares as it unfolds. So we are projecting, hey, if you want to take a shot, wait for this guy or this guy. And they both got very close. This is 60-minute chart. All right, same thing. So let's do one thing next. So what you do is you just mark it this way. Okay, from this guy, this is my Mandala. On the bottom also you mark it. So we mark where it is going, where if square is trying to unfold on the higher bullish side, this is where the unfoldings should end, right? Okay, just to be honest, we have to be honest with ourselves, right? That's the whole thing. Sometimes, as you said, if the bars are too big, this inner foldings are happening. See this one? This is why we have inner foldings right here. So market wanted to finish this square, so you mark it. So okay, this is the selling big bar, where might it reflect from? So you mark these levels, and you will just mark it and keep them like this, right? So we are just creating a story unfolding, and we will mark as we drill down. So these levels will stay as we drill down. So that is what we have to do at first stage. And I have this already plotted. We just probably have a different colors, right? For inner, outer, change the color to maybe something. Let's say we go with this purple, and we can clone this drawing after that, right? So what I will do, I will say, okay, let me clone this, no problems. Oops. Oh, cloning is different. Parallel. So create a parallel right here. Then we take the tow truck and move it to the inner. You see this inner points. What happened to my inner points? I think I lost it. Oops. I think it left, went somewhere. Maybe it went behind this. Okay, it went behind this. There we were. All right. So there we go, right? So I'm just putting the story. If this is unfolding, I will be unfolding from here, and next day it went and did it here. Then from this, we already had this earlier. Now you know this was the inner foldings, and there we go. So you can see the market structure is folding with the natural laws. These are the laws we talk about, and we are talking a little bit deeper because this is the things you will do, and this is what I will tell you, and there's nothing much to teach in this, right? Some things in the what banks and market makers do. That's why level 1 is a little difficult because you have to understand the very hardcore stuff, and there are some helper tools. But if I just give you this raw chart, you should trade, right? This is where you start. Hey, this is a chart, you trade. Okay, what do I do? Well, we know what to do, precisely what to do, and we should be able to trade raw. Once you see this unfolding week after week after week, and then you start putting this tool, then you will start shifting your mindset in a different way. It takes time, right? That's all. Okay, so we have from this black the black background, this is a red bar. It's pretty visible. This is where we have this red dot as well, right? This is a hotspot. So we mark it, and this is what it is going to come. Okay, so I think you have this 2 coloring scheme. Let's move to the next day. So I'm interested, as I said, in down, where the down is ending and where up is ending. So this is how there's so many applications. So this is up move again, where it's a very aggressive big bar, and we have this reflection, internal reflections are happening. It's going to the external reflection from this bar right here. See that? You already saw that. Okay, perfect, right? Now this should be different color, because the internal colors we will draw with one color, external with other color. And internals, what is internals here now? So from this it's reflect. Remember, we are unfolding the square on both sides, on the top side and the bottom side, so you just have to keep an eye on both sides. Now this is overlapping, things are showing up now, right? This is where the power is converging. When from here what is unfolding, from where what is unfolding, from here this is unfolding, that they're all converging. So you have a picture, you have an absolute picture. That's why you cannot trade 20 things with 20 dimensions. So you know, but this is keeping very high level. It takes few seconds. Once you have these 4 charts on screen 1, so chart 1, chart 2, chart 3, right? And then we'll go to the low level dimension on the second screen, where we have the timer, which we talked extensively. So this is how things are unfolding. Okay, that's fine. No worries, no worries. Let's move forward. So it was trying to go down. As unfolded, it went down to the internal square and then went to the external square. You can just see it right here. So we have like from this big bar, from this 4 bars, we got a same location, right? There we go. Catch the top, catch the bottom. Now from this guy, it did hold here to the tick, but it broke and it came back. Where it came back to, look at this internal mandala. So that is something, you know, as again we're dealing with 1 hour trading phenomena. That's why I will take it a little bit to the next one. All right, okay. So I think we have a story. Same thing, we can keep moving. So let's move this chart and we'll move it back to 60 to, let's say, 15-minute chart. Okay. What we can do is now we can drill down. I think my tool is lost. Oh, it is here, sorry. So now we're going from macro and we're unfolding. Remember, square 15 15 15 15 is a square, so I go down a square down. That means I have to come down fourth dimension down. 60 divided by 4 is 15, so I went from 5 right to 15. Okay, I need to grab this hotspot. So let's walk through this, right? So let's say this day, let's put on the big bar. So it has to be on that big bar. Okay, that's it. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, there it is. So on this big bar, so we have this vibration levels. We already had this other level from other time, internal levels. So okay, I have this. So now remember this is where we plotted this. You can do it on 30 minutes, on 15 minutes, right? 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 hour is always important, as we say, because it's a natural time of 369. 60 is 6. It connects the inner world to outer worlds. In our case, from micro traders to macro traders, right? Big banks will look at 3, like 4 hours, 1 hour based the lower time frame from them. All right, so this is where we are. We see, okay, what's going on. So we came here at let's say early morning. Let's start this. Let's do this journey quickly. Big bar is here, right? Initially trading early morning. Okay, went to this level, we got the top. Okay, no worries. From here we put on this big bar. This is 15-minute bar, so got this area. This is going to be an area based, right? And then it's vibrating to the squares. You not see the squares outside. Now they got a big green bar. So make sure I'm pointing to the right location. This is a big green bar, right? So okay, and I plot it. So I probably should use a different color scheme, because I'm saying, okay, well, I think keep the same color scheme, but I think maybe a little bit darker, right? So I know these colors are coming from 60 minutes. I know this is coming from, let's keep it yellow, that's fine. So we know this is coming from other dimension, which is 15 minutes. So this is also coming, right? We just mark it. So I'll keep it vertically where the marker is. So if I go back and forth, I know where this level is coming. I can say, okay, it came from some big bar here, so I can just see it, right? So if I go back to 4 hours, so this is how I think we recommend that you, whatever bar you're marking, just keep it on the top and bottom, so you know as you rotate this time, or if you have multiple screens, you can deal with that as well. Okay, let's go to 20-second of interest. So here, same thing, early morning, right? Market comes here, stops here, takes off, right? Early morning. Then the volatility takes over when the Americans show up for work with vengeance. So this is a big bar going up. Okay, so we were saying, okay, this is coming from a 1 hour chart, right? They'll take over. And this is showing some evidence as well. So we'll just do same thing, yellow. So I think it's hiding behind each other, so that's why let's put it there. So this is yellow, you can see. This is also yellow, you can see. This is how it is holding, and this one took over. So it was here, it went here to the inner of the 1 hour as we drew it, right? It makes sense. All right, 20-second. So let's see 20-second. Let's see 20-second here, and 20-second is coming. All right. So I just wanted to walk you through. We can do the same thing 1 minute, 5 minute, right? This is, so you want to use this if the bias is going long, right? So what I do, okay, I want to take a long trade. So I've been waiting for this guy to pull down. So I'm looking for longs only, right? So those things you can When we talk about some other things, we will know other ideas. We don't have any. We have three best oscillators. This may be a good time to use one. So if we go to 369 L1, let's say balance imbalance and value at price. Let's we can try this, right? And we can say what time do you want to anchor. So 369, let's put it at 3. I wanted to do a separate video on this because I have to use, let's not get even there, just let's stay pure, let's not cheat and let's not get easy on ourselves, right? So let's stay there. Alright, so we got some vibration up and down. Okay, so now this big guy is coming and you plot it here, you can just see it went here. So there we go, right? So this big buyer we already had. I'll just put a line, I guess. So you got this line, right? So I'm just plotting it like this. There we go. So over and over, everything is pointing to this. This guy is also pointing. So I'm collecting very harsh evidence. Okay, this was the inner of 1 hour. This is the inner also of this big bar on 15 minutes. So that's nothing much to chase. Just have to watch and just sit. And you see in the bottom we have this red showing up. Let me just pull this back. So this is the big range. Yeah, this is big ranges, but we're not blindly going in, right? Now we this is the area. So there we go. So this is again a big section because of the big bar. We'll just plot it here. So if we put C54, now I think some trend lines we teach 3 ways of trend lines, and you can see this happening very beautifully. This one will predict this. This one, 3 trend lines will predict this, and this is overlapping Mandela. So I mean, this is how we can see how the formulas we have just work. This is how it is, because we are actually really in tune with the natural laws. All right, so we see this big guy showing up, previous bar. There we go. So previous bar is there, so we know this is one area, we know this is hot area. That's why it went there, is just rejected. So we have bunch of huge clusters coming in the same spot to pick the top. Market was attracted to complete that square. Okay, so now we have a big move down. So we have this range where market is going. We have this guy, right? So this guy is here, it came down. So this is a double confirmation. Went up, went to internal, came down, went to external, took off for next day. So I hope this helps, how we can drill down. We can go down to even 5 minutes, 3 minutes. So 369, 3 times 5. 5 is a number for the market, is 15, and double of that is 60. Thank you so much.